Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. We're moving straight to Ghana, where one of our correspondents, Emmanuel Akpolo, is standing by to give us first-hand information about how Ghanaians are conducting themselves, or the way they conducted themselves in course of the election. Don't forget that come Tuesday, Ghana will definitely have a new president because of the two-term principle they're operating with, just like Nigeria. Yes, that those tenure is over now. They want someone new, either Mr. Vice President, yeah, who is a Muslim. If he comes out top, he may just be the first Muslim president Ghana will ever have, or better still, the former president that want to take a shot at the presidency for this second time. What about a business mogul that the youths are so madly in love with? It looks like Nigeria in so many ways, but all the same. Let's get to hear from Imar. Imar, how you doing this morning? Imar, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Wilson. Good morning, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right, I'd like you to adjust your camera, please, so they can see you. Okay, I want you to please do that. So you'll be telling us your experience thus far in Ghana, because I knew you were there, whether they're conducting the presidential election. Now, what do you have to say about the election in general that took place in Ghana?
First of all, thank you. If I can hear you correctly, you are asking about the outcome of the 2024 Ghana election. About 18,700,000 people were registered for this election, and about 75,000. They call it our own term. We call it BVAS, but their own, they call it a B device. That's what they use for this election. And not just that, about 10,000 pressmen too were also involved, and media generals were also deployed for this election, accredited rather for this election. And two, the election was contested, not just the presidential election, it's both the presidential and the members of parliament, which we call the House of Assembly election in Nigeria. And so both elections went together, both for the members of parliament and the presidential election. Then the election was generally peaceful, but there were some pockets of violence here and there, particularly in some regions. The election was conducted in the 16 regions of Ghana, but as we speak, reports of violence, ballot stuffing, and even 2 deaths has been recorded so far during this election. Another thing too that I also noticed in this election was the fact that there was no restriction of movement. As you can see, there is a beach. We went to the beach. We went to so many places yesterday.
All right.
Emmanuel,
just hold on. We want to go for a break. When we return, we'll continue with this discussion. Do stay.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. I'm moving straight to Ghana, where our correspondent, Emmanuel Akpolo, is standing by. So, Emmanuel, you're giving us the experience you had in Ghana in course of the election. You talked about everyone going about their own business, and of course, coming out when it's time for them to go vote. No hindrance, no impediment of movement. How did it really work out in Ghana?
Well, if I can hear you correctly, let me go back to the analysis I gave to you earlier. The fact that in Ghana, while this election was going on, there was no restriction of movement at all. People were doing their normal businesses. That's why I was talking about the beach. the traders, the market women, the people who were doing different small businesses were also outside. It means that as a Ghanaian, you just wake up, sleep, wake up, pick your beehives and go and vote and come back. And that is what took place all through Accra and the 16 regions of Ghana. Again, I realized that another key area that I also want you to highlight on when I come back is the fact that here in Ghana, an election was conducted on Wednesday and Thursdays this week, this just last week. This particular one was for security men and pressmen who will be busy all through the election. So in Ghana, they have what is called special election. This
Oh,
special
special
election is
election for
for those
pressmen,
sent to bring by
security
destination
men.
for them to vote. Those ones, they will vote first before the other people will now vote. Those results are kept somewhere, and at the end of the day, they collate all together. As we speak now, we are going back to the collation center. Collation has started since last night, but it is crystal clear that it is going to be against from the results that are coming. Most of the members of parliament, as we used to call them, they actually lost their various seats, as in the 7 ones to the NDC. So it shows that it's something like they just went out against the ruling party in terms of those people who are already in the house. Then too, there were pockets of violence recorded, 2 deaths recorded in some different regions in the country, like the eastern region. Some pocket of violence were about 4 people were arrested in another part of the upper Volta region. Some other people were also arrested during this election. So another thing is, these people are the same human beings like we are. It's just that they have grown or improved in most of the things we do with respect to the way we conduct elections in Nigeria. Because, for instance, at every moment where 1 or 2 persons seems to have flouted the law, the police will just come in and arrest the person. And I can tell you that all through, yes, pockets of violence here and there, but these people were quickly intercepted or they were arrested immediately. Nobody gets soon with any of all of those offenses. Another thing I also noticed too in this election is the fact that the security agencies, they were all at their duty posts. There was nothing like bringing in soldiers into the scene, or bringing soldiers to come to the place to come and maybe they want to help in any way. No, because yes, there was a report of some people that used military uniforms to enter a polling station, but that one, it looks as if it's not the soldiers or the army of the country. That is an illegal work, and investigation is also going on to find out what actually happened. Where I am now, the reception is very poor, so I may not be able to actually respond to most of your questions. Maybe as time goes on, when I get to a place where there is a better network, I'll be able to respond to your call. But I just want to give you a general overview of whatever is happening right here in Ghana as regards this 2024 general elections in Ghana. And also, the final take on this one is the fact that we need to begin to go back, have a rethink from our own country, because here is Ghana that we are underrating the other day, conducting this kind of election. Yes, pockets of violence here and there, but the election was generally peaceful, and there are beavers in less than 2 minutes. 2 minutes, the beavers just identify the person, and the person will go there and start voting. So we can see that in all ramifications, the election was okay. And by my own assessment, they are actually way ahead of so many African countries in terms of conducting elections.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Paulo, for that overview of Ghana's election. You talked about pressmen, military men, people on essential duties have their own special day to go and vote. That is a day or two before the general election. I think Nigeria can borrow leave from that, so everybody will be part of it, because most times once we are in the studio bringing to you live coverage of various elections in Nigeria, we don't have the time to go out there to vote. So Ghana placed a format on the ground that we allow us, military men, police, you just name it, to go cast our vote first. Now that is what they're doing in Ghana. I believe that Nigeria will borrow leave from that. He also talked about freedom of movement. No business center, closed market ongoing. Even when you are doing your business, just take a walk to the nearest police unit. In less than 2 minutes from what is said, you cast your vote. You see? Effectiveness and efficiency seems to be the order of the day. And now he even talked about protest votes. Yes, they are protesting against the ruling party because Ghanaians are not really happy about the way things are turning out in Ghana. Hence, they came out in March to protest against the ruling party to the extent that people that are sitting in that position lost their seats, because the Ghanaians are not happy with their mode of conduct. They are not happy with the economy. They are not happy with governance in general. So they went all out there to protest, saying enough is enough. Now, you take a look at the polling unit. You didn't see any armed soldier men, no. Even the police, they were cordial in what they're doing. Take a look at polling units along the road. You didn't see crowd. Cars are still moving and they are doing their thing. Voting is not like what America, they're doing their own election. Go about your normal business. Or you can vote via the system, or you just walk up to a polling unit and cast your vote. You see, no hassles, no stress. Just going and doing what they know how to do best in trying to pick on a leader. Cordial. You can see that. Nobody is mostly anyone, several pockets of violence in the northern region of Ghana, which has been investigated and the culprits arrested. Other things just seems as if they're just going seamlessly. And of course, on Tuesday, we will know who the winner will be. The ruling party, the opposition, or whoever wins. Nigeria do have a lot to learn in this particular election that took place in Ghana. Seamless, free, fair, credible, peaceful, generally speaking, except for one or two areas where you have this pocket of violence. And of course, the police, they're already on to the perpetrators. An investigation is ongoing. 2 persons lost their lives in course of the violence. And the police says that they will get to the bottom of it. And trust Ghanaian police, they will definitely investigate and make sure that the culprit is brought to book. Well, thank you so much, Mark Paulo, for that wonderful review.